Good morning. Today we'll be looking at the new patch notes. Maybe it's evening for most of you. I got to get up really early for this. We can jump right into it. I just gotta adjust my audio a little bit.
Everybody, it's time
Just
for
check.
one of our biggest update shows in a while, honestly. It's
Aggro
the
is super
Odyssey
loud, so
Underworld
that should
update show.
be good like
I'm
this.
Aggro, I'll be your host throughout it. And trust me,
Let's
you
see.
guys better be strapped in, especially when we get to the skin segment a little bit later on. We've got memes, we've got 6 skins, we've got a new battle pass.
Oh, we saw
I'll
those.
show you guys. It's going to be an awesome show, so make sure you stay tuned. But of course, we've also got Project Olympus updates and some item and god balance.
I was gonna
We're
say,
kick it
I'm
off
more looking
with
forward to that
right
than
now.
just
Let's throw
skins.
it over to Hindu Man, and he can take care of it.
We do indeed have a lot of updates today.
And there's volume distribution. I knew
Yeah,
it.
we do indeed have a lot of stuff to go through today, and of course, joining me to do that is the one and only.
Yeah, should be okay.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today.
Yeah, good,
Yeah.
good.
I'm excited about all the stuff we get to go over.
I'm going to start things off with Project Olympus. First of all, with Olympus and bug fixes too. First of all, General fixed a soft lock that would sometimes occur at the commendation screen, as well as fix an issue where a warning pop-up would appear upon a death on console.
Yeah, that was one of those things that was happening that we had to spend a lot of time trying to figure out repros for. I believe we have it fixed now.
What did it say? Did it just say you are dead?
It was various iterations of like kind of garbled text as well as like notifications about like input stuff.
It would have been better if it just said you are dead. Click respawn. That would have been words up. Spirit Guide RTO fixes as well. Spirit Guide
Yes.
skin Fox Form has had modeling, rigging, and animation adjustments made to this fix its jaw and hind legs. Wording. Sorry,
Show me.
that's just the word.
Yes.
Animation adjustments made to fix its jaw and hind legs. People complained about it.
Yeah, so this was actually kind of a unique technical issue. When we have our animations made, they're made in a separate program, and then they're imported over to the engine. And generally that's fine, and that works great. But for some reason, the skin, it wasn't working correctly. So there were some things that were just kind of broken, some things that weren't playing. Like, for example, her ears were often very stiff in all her animations, and so they weren't doing effects. Or they weren't doing kind of like when she turns the head, it kind of wobbles. So all that should be fixed now.
I don't
they had to
get-
go in and do some stuff.
I never
actually make
noticed,
it
though.
Properly translate over to the engine, but that should be good now.
And next
Like,
up,
why did they not test in the
new
engine
added
once?
feature, streamer mode. Now,
Yeah.
with
Yes.
this feature, you can have the ability to hide others. You will not able to see other players' usernames in any way. We can hide yourself. Other players will not be able to see your username in any way. And hide
Yes.
both. It does both those things. See, it should say it on there. No, it didn't. But does both. So this is a new streamer mode that's just going to
Yes.
allow
Beautiful.
the streamers a bit more interactivity or lack of interactivity if they want on their
Yeah,
streams.
so this is really the kind of the streamer tool to like make sure that if someone is potentially harassing you on stream, you can make sure that like you hide yourself or hide others so that they don't get that name recognition when it pops up on their screen. This is just something that's pretty standard in a lot of games now. We want to bring that in
Wonderful.
to make sure that our streamers have the option.
Great.
Then you can't roast them for being bad. That's the only issue with that. That's why you let that happen as well. Okay, we're going to go through a very quick break, and after the break, we'll be back with more
Good-
about
good
Project
reasons for that
Olympus updates.
Hey, what? Okay, I what? What? All right. Apparently, I have some technical difficulties. I guess they're taking a big break, right? A bit of a break right at the start. Okay. I'm just gonna turn off that music here because I don't want to get a copyright strike for whatever that is. Well, I hope they come back soon. Until then, we can talk about the streamer mode, I guess. It's not too much to talk about yet. Well, I guess we can kind of talk a little bit about the Tier 5 skin here as well, which you can kind of see. Which I think is interesting. They're announcing it earlier this year. Sorry, I'm still waking up. I genuinely am, like, not fully awake yet. But, yeah, I think it looks decent, but I still don't really know why Upwash would get this style. It's just, it seems to me that Upwash, not Upwash, see, Samedi, Baron Samedi, the other Upwash. It seems to me that that Baron Samedi has so many good skins already, and it looks so good by default that he doesn't need a more out there skin. Then again, I don't even know if I would play that skin over others anyways. Maybe it's just not my style to a degree that I would care enough. Oh, there we go.
Difficulties there and a little bit of a delay. It was decided upon that I couldn't hear anymore, so I wanted to actually hear things. That's what it was. And now Pon's going to join me to go back over again some of the update notes. First of all, we talked about a couple of bug fixes towards RTO, but also we mentioned the new streamer mode. We're just going to recover that again for those that may have missed it. The new streamer mode is going to have the ability for you to hide other players that are in your games while you're streaming, or even yourself when you're in these games, so that players can't really get the extra promotion of trying to grief potentially.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like is really useful in a lot of other games, and so we're bringing it to SMITE to make sure that our streamer community has that option available to them.
There you go, streamers out there. September, remember, on Twitch, so make sure you get good use of that too. Escape Start Options menu is the next thing up. Added a redeem code button here for easier location. That's great.
Yes.
I was always going to say
Thank you.
It's a long way
that
to
one
try
was
and
so
find
hidden.
that redeem an option, I tell you that. And selected the gear icon in the bottom right now takes you to this screen instead of directly to the settings menu as well. So there's a bit more interactivity, a bit more easy access.
Yep, exactly that.
Cool. Settings screen as well as the next one up here. Now this is a small thing. Updated this menu to have a new UI art and layout. Includes a new feature where PC players can continue to use drop-down menus by clicking any setting. We also fixed issues where settings didn't properly save across platforms, and also fixed issues where settings would be reset on new patches. Hey,
yeah, a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So over the course of SMITE's history, right, we've had
Wait,
that
so PC
settings
players
screen.
keep the drop-down?
We've added a whole bunch of options here and there.
Yep.
We've now just brought it all together under a single unified art scheme. You still have all the features that you would want as a PC player. You can click the button, get the drop-down menu, and we fixed the ever-present issue of your settings fixed or changing in between patches.
So they should always save from now on.
Good that they keep it that way for us.
Awesome. Okay, next up, there's also another new screen as well, the What's New screen. A new welcome screen has been added that will show gameplay changes, events, and content that's new in the game from the most recent update notes. This includes a link to the patch notes.
Yep.
Shouldn't that say update notes, you know, update show
Patch
notes?
update notes.
You changed it to update
Look, it
notes
says
and now
view
it's patch
update
notes.
notes.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, what? Persephone's corrupted arena?
So this is what we're going to see on the
What?
landing page a little bit more, on the welcome screen.
Covers all the events that are coming into the game, any new content, as well
Look
as
at
gives you any
that.
highlights of the patch notes or the update notes, and a link directly to them.
Look at
Say
that.
patch notes. They tell me off for it all the time. I still call them patch notes. And speaking of patch notes, that's what we're here for the majority of today. Anyway, at least I am. Let's
Didn't
go
know
through
that
some of those
people
now. We're going to start
like that
things
so much.
off with a bit of love for well, I'm going to say junglers. I guess is this right?
Yeah, a lot of assassin players, maybe some hunters.
Heartseeker is getting a redesign. And here's a little look. Oh, what should we show? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's show it.
We'll show it. 2,900 gold is how much it's going to cost. It's going to be 75 physical power, 10 penetration, 200 mana, and 20 MP5. I like those stats so far. Yeah, and then new passive. Your abilities deal an additional 3% of the target's maximum health as physical damage. If you have over 200 physical power, your ability bonus damage scales up. This effect reaches a maximum of 6% maximum health damage at 400 physical power. And also note this passive works similarly to Soul Reaver. This effect can trigger only one time per ability per god, and it does not, however, have Soul Reaver's decreased damage and subsequent triggers.
Yes, so there's a lot to go over there.
Yeah, let's go for it.
But the core kind of identity of this item is we talked about on the Dev Insight show where we wanted to give junglers a way to. They've always been kind of early game dominant, but then they fall off, and that's not necessarily all junglers' identities. And so we want to give them an option to actually scale into the late game better. And so we wanted to bring an item that filled that goal. And so that's
Find that
Heartseeker
very
is.
hard to
we figured that that's one of the things that they kind of struggle in. If you're going to a pure power build, you feel like you can't really bring down targets as quickly as potentially other hunters or burst mages could. And also,
Rip Nemesis.
Often the best junglers ones that either had super crazy early game or could build kind of tanky into the late game and kind of act as a frontline bruiser. You want to give players the option to build Heartseeker, and if they're dumping a whole bunch of physical power, get a whole bunch of damage with their abilities.
So realistically on paper, we're looking at like squishy targets aren't necessarily going to change much in terms of how quickly they're going to die to assassins, but healthier targets as the game goes on will feel more of an impact.
Yep.
Okay. Well, look forward to seeing Heartseeker in games and see how that one works out. Next up is Magi's Cloak as well. Just so you know, this is a small...
They went over that very quickly, so I'll have to discuss that more in the patch notes review because I don't think we'll have time to do that right now.
To see how they'll look.
It's a bit of a weird one.
For a bit more clarity of what's going on.
Maybe good, maybe bad.
It's one of the older effects in the game. It's been there for a very long time. We just want to bring an update to it to kind of give it some extra kind of fidelity to it.
Cool. Well, go in game momentarily, and we'll give you a little look at that before we move on to the gods. And here's a little look at that Magi's Cloak.
It's so pretty.
It's a nice. It looks like a
really sound though,
which is fine. But it's definitely a little bit more translucent than the old one. In my eyes.
It is a little bit.
The other one was a little bit cloudy.
I hope that sounds just a glitch.
Kind of like dirty.
Yeah, I know what you meant. And so that's a lot clearer as well. And there's a little look at what it says. She will protect you. She will protect you. What is this? Is this Are we going German or French now? Is Magi's Cloak a she? Is that what you're telling me?
Seems like a weird typo issue.
Okay, yeah.
I'll have to talk to Clumsy.
Classic high res. Classic high res. Can't even
update
do
effects.
It seems as she twice.
Okay, well, wait for the
Do what
next
we can.
update show, boys and girls, and hopefully we'll get that text adjusted for you there. But that's it for items this week. So just Magi's Cloak and Heartseeker. Well, Heartseeker redesigned Magi's Cloak with an FX up. Why no other items at the moment, Pon? Is things okay? Is that why we're looking at other things?
We've done a lot of item adjustments. We brought the Arthurian items into mid-season, and so we're just kind of letting it sit, seeing how items kind of play with each other. I think in most cases, people kind of figured out the power level of the Arthurian items, so maybe we'll have some adjustments to that in the future.
Okay.
But for now, we're just focusing on really jungle ability to carry into the late game.
It's a good point, because you did adjust some of those Arthurian items as well last patch, so give it a bit more time, boys and girls. On to Gods then for the next bit, and we're going to start things off. The B-Man himself, Amuzen, he's been quite potent. He's going to get a couple of adjustments this patch, and we'll see how these go. Bees, this ability no longer triggers any item effects. Oh, that's a big one, Pop.
Yeah, that is a pretty big change. It's also somewhat consistent with other characters having that kind of same text. Daji, for example, can't trigger item effects. And this made Amuzen, especially at like very key points in the game, you could get a Mage's Blessing and really push the wave. You get Crusher and get a whole bunch of harassment damage. And now in the late game, you could have gotten Heartseeker, and that would be even more damage on top of that. It's one of those things that's really pushing AMC to be too good in too many different roles, and it's really easy to flex into those item builds. And so we want to make sure that he has his points of weakness. He can't just itemize out of all of that.
That's fair. I mean, to be fair, the abilities will still deal damage and apply effects. It's just the bees afterwards won't continue those effects or apply them if they weren't on in the first place. And also, Stinger is getting adjusted here as well. We're decreasing the damage of this ability. It was 275 to 595. It's now going to be 255 to 575. So just a bit of a trimming at both
20
ends
off.
of that,
Okay.
as well as decrease the physical power scaling from 110% to 100%. It was a very potent ultimate level for us.
It made it, he was very difficult to gank because of this. If you try to gank him, he'd just turn you, sting you, burst you with the 2, and you'd be done. We want to give players a bit more opportunity to play against him. We've just seen AMC consistently over the last few patches really, really perform well. And so this is our attempt to make sure
AMC
that
over the
he has
years.
those weak points. You can fight against him reasonably. He'll still be good, right? Like, that's still going to chunk you. But it's not going to be as good as it was before.
Definitely. If you look at it from just 275 to 255, 20 damage off the top end, scaling down a little bit when the early game is going to matter too much. Amaterasu, next one up, however, though. Heavenly Reflection, increased base damage from 50 to 210, will now be 70 to 210, so an early game focus.
Early pressure for Amma.
As well as increased the full charge damage as well. It was 100 to 420, is now going to be 140 to 420. Glad we kept the 420 at the end there. And then Glorious Charge 2, this ability no longer roots Amaterasu during its pre-fire time. Ooh.
Wow.
That's interesting. Why have we changed that one?
She's getting a lot.
Just a quality of life feels for the ability. There was often some confusion about when your ability was actually going on.
It's going to be feeling weird for
the root kind of happen at
for rank 10 players.
Additional things. Just having that fluid movement is
frequent players
going to make her feel more fluid to play.
Okay, what's the reasons for the Amaterasu love anyway at the moment? Are we feeling she's not a bit under the weather, basically?
We did a few adjustments last patch with her, or not last patch, but a few patches ago with her ultimate, really trying to bring out some boxing potential in lane. And when we made that change, we saw her move up a little bit, but not nearly as much as we expected. And she has been on the lower end for some time. We want to give her a bit more.
I think she's going to be higher end now.
Than just on her ultimate. So this will
maybe not in rank, maybe not in competitive, but
potential when she's just fighting someone one-on-one. This should give Amaterasu actual good laning tools.
That's Amaterasu.
40 base for every minion.
A lot of play as of
a
late.
lot.
He's going to be taking a bit of a nerf this patch. It's up to you to
yes.
how much of a nerf you think this is. Remove the haste effect from 72
yes.
transformations in the mix.
No reason to have it at this point.
Total base damage decreased. It was 75 to 275. It's now going to be 65 to 235 as well. So just focus on the transformations there, but the haste is a big impact.
Remember when it was on the one?
That allowed him to do what he was doing really successfully, which was just chase down targets super early. His passive as well as his, I believe his one, gave him a lot of base damage, just really chase down targets. And then haste means that no one can get away from you, especially in the early game. We've done a lot of adjustments to try and bring Erlangchen more into line, but none of them really have worked because this core component still exists.
It's just logical because haste was removed for everyone. So
patches. Haste is just a really strong effect. If you still like that playstyle, though, you do have Katana still. So you definitely can still do it.
Every Erlang player is raging now, going, I don't want to buy Katana. I didn't need to buy Katana before. I mean, some did, but they don't have to.
But it puts it online at a more healthy point where players have movement speed and potential counters to Erlang Shen diving you.
Yeah,
this
fair.
should bring him just overall more in line. And then we've also decreased the base damage on Turtle.
The turtle form, yeah.
And that's just to make sure that he doesn't have too much burst damage up front.
Gotcha, because instead of using the Mink, then you just go
Yeah,
turtle.
blink Turtle knock up into a whole bunch of auto attacks.
Definitely problems there. After Erlang, we'll move along to Fafnir next on the list. Endless Greed, the passive on Fafnir, is going to get an adjustment here. Increase maximum bonus protections from 20 to 25. And also Draconic Corruption. Fafnir now heals for 200 mana when he finishes his transformation. Oh, that's
Why?
good.
Yeah, that's just neat.
That's OP. I like that because like sometimes you'll use all your abilities to be completely out of mana as Fafnir, and then you
Feels like
transform back. You've got your abilities back up.
Nice as Sobek old.
And so there might be a few people also wondering, like, oh, 20 to 25. I thought it was 30.
Yeah.
At some point, and we couldn't really find great documentation for this, it changed from 30 to 20.
Oh, that was me.
And so there's a lot of people who probably think that it's 30.
Yeah.
It's 20. We're bringing it up to 25. And then also, yeah, the Draconic Corruption. You can be just enough
That's
mana to
nice.
cast your ultimate, and then actually once you get into Dragon form, you'll have some mana to do something no matter what now.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that was me. I was sick of seeing Fafnir in the games once upon a time, and I just thought a baby nerf would be good.
Just find the DB.
Nobody needs to know about it, you know? Like, I just clicked a button, and that's what happened. It was a good times for all, but now it's back to where it is at 25 now. Isis, also on the list for a bit of a nerf this patch.
No
She's
surprise.
potent as of late after her changes. Dispel Magic. We're going to decrease the shield health. It was going to be 90 to 250.
Surprised they're
now
keeping the
it's
shield in the
70
first
to
place.
210. So stage change at all levels there. And also decrease the slow amount. Was 30%, going to go down to 20% as well. Isis is very potent right now.
250,
Yeah, we gave her a lot in the
okay.
mid-season update for
Still good.
for like just overall survivability, damage, confirmability, and Dispel Magic was one thing that was pushing that a bit too high. The shield was giving her too much effectiveness for not only herself but her team. So we're just bringing that down, also bringing down the slow so that players have a bit more opportunity to like run out of maybe the ultimate or try and juke the Spirit Ball stun.
Yeah.
Just overall bringing down her power level.
Yeah, I think as well with the silence, the Dispel Magic being available to be a bit more ranged as well, it made it a lot easier to confirm this damage. I mean, she needs to come back a little bit. Oleron's next on the list here. General change from here is going to increase his base power. It was 35.
Wow,
it's now
another
gonna be
buff.
40, so a little bit more power there. An Overflowing Divinity.
An early game buff as
increased
well.
The base damage of this ability was 35 to 95 to 40 to 100. God's been out for a little bit now.
Yes.
People are still working him out as time goes on. He's a tricky god to an extent to play, but we feel like he needs a bit more love.
Yeah, so it's cool just in general that we released a god and he wasn't super OP, but he was seeing a lot of play. But he also was released at a kind of time where we're doing a lot of Mage EDC adjustments, ring adjustments, and so those have also impacted his balance point. We want to bring up his ability to box in the early lane stage and also scale a little bit better.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Fights.
Yeah.
And so this is really
Because his late game is already good.
From where he was generally
Very
considered a little bit weak, as well as deal with the adjustments that we made to all the rings.
That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense indeed. Persephone is the next one on the list.
Oh, let's see.
How's Persephone doing?
Interesting.
Before we get into her.
She is just an interesting character. She has just a lot of
Plants.
a lot of plants, a lot of people figuring out what to do with all those plants, a lot of people figuring out how to fight against all those plants. It's really fun to watch the Reddit threads being like, I don't know how to fight against her garden. And so it's like, just move somewhere else. She doesn't have a garden there, and then she can't do anything. And so watching people play with that and trying to figure out counters has been really fun. She's just kind of a hard character, though, so we're largely focused on this patch, bringing in a whole bunch of quality of life adjustments, making feedback better so that we can give players more opportunity to learn how to play against her and as her, and then we'll look for future patches for a balance change.
Gotcha. So do these adjustments first and then see how she falls afterwards.
Yep, and it's possible you might see some more get added onto the PTS, depending on what makes it into this patch versus what might be pushed to next patch.
Okay, well, General, fix an issue where her death animation displaying a skeleton at a time it wasn't intended, first of all, so he's going to show that a little bit better. Pomegranate Seeds added a more clear description to this ability, specifying how it can be cancelled.
Yeah, so you need to right-click or use your cancel button when you are in the state where you're being risen.
Gotcha. I definitely had that issue. Fix the issues where Kali, Scylla, Achilles, Chiron, and Thanatos were not properly getting their rewards for killing a god if this passive was used.
Yep.
All of these gods should now get the bonuses upon killing Persephone before she has the option to continue fighting with a passive.
Yes.
Persephone will now retain her health bar when entering this state, so players can easily keep track of it. I had that issue.
It's amazing how much the health bar really helps you keep track of people.
Okay,
You
that's
think like, oh,
good,
the big
actually.
giant model that stands out against the background would be it, but no, that health bar is something that you pay a lot of attention to.
Exactly.
And it missing made it so she kind of just faded into the background.
Yeah, I look like a ghost more than anything else. I'm getting killed by a ghost. I mean, you are, but at the same time, give me more understanding that Harvest adjusted the plant's material to make it distinguishing friendly and enemy harvest plants more clear. Hooray!
Also good.
I know whose plants have been planted now. Grasp of Death as well fixed an issue where enemies would sometimes not be affected by the bind CC, even when hit by it, and also fix an issue where sometimes the bind CC could not be cleansed.
Yep. There are some issues just with the bind CC in general, and so that has been
Oh.
largely resolved this patch.
We just wanted to show the hot.
I have to see if my
issues here in the show.
tests
So that's
still
the main
work then.
focus here. There may be more changes, as Pom Pom was alluding to as
Yep.
well. Keep an eye on the PTS for that. Sun Wukong next on the list as we move on. Sun Wukong, I've not seen that name in a while.
This one's a cool. I
Is
like
he
this change
released?
a lot.
Is he released?
This change is really cool.
Undefeated Body, the passive. This effect now persists for 10 seconds after gaining health above the threshold.
Oh.
So you can
Yeah.
regain health and still get the passive?
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
this is just useful for if someone hits
Using
you below
ult.
the threshold,
Yeah.
you get a little bit of health back, you can still fight with it for a little bit. And also the ultimate had weird anti-synergy.
Yeah.
It could be low, you ult to heal up, and then suddenly you
lose
just
your
lose that passive benefit. So now you can get low, ult, heal up some, and then dive right back in.
With
and
an
get
extra
you-
10 seconds of this ability. That's good. I like that. It actually makes it more of a passive.
Might
to be
actually
fair.
make him pretty
Master's
annoying.
Will increase the base damage from 90 to 290. Is now going to be 90 to 310. So just a little bit of a touch top end there.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
this is
the
really
buff
for
as
the
well.
mid-late game stages. Not so much as early wave clear, because he does have that bonus damage on the one. It's good. He has really good poke, and now with this passive, we expect him to have better trading as well. So we're just bringing up his late game potential.
After
Interesting.
Sun Wukong, next up is going to be Sylvanas. And Sylvanas is going to have an adjustment to his Wisps. Cooldown reduction is going to go down from 18 seconds to
Wait, didn't he
16
just get a
seconds.
buff? Oh, he did,
Yeah,
yeah.
a little bit more often
Not too long
now.
ago.
But not only that, Nature's Grasp as well. His pull decreased cooldown. It was 20 to 16 seconds. 20 seconds
What?
is forever, especially when
Yeah,
you don't put
it's
points
really
into it.
hard to hit too.
It's not the easiest ability in the world, and it's now going to be 18 to
Oh, boy.
14 seconds. So 2 seconds off at every single level there. Obviously, you max it out first. It's a 14-second cooldown. Cooldown reduction, sure, but if you're going to max that, you're not going to have heals or your root. It's a one-point wonder, you know? It's something
you-
that later on as the game goes, it's fine to have it all.
Yeah, you get it early, and if you don't think that you're going to get much benefit out of like maybe the root damage, you might be able to get this lower where you're setting up for your teammates, but you definitely generally want to get the wisp first.
Even if you're a good player, I don't even think you max that ability. You like,
Yeah.
or even second.
But
you
this
know,
will
I
just
think
help
it's
you in
very nice.
general.
Yeah, for sure. Morrigan, after that, is also going to get a change this week to Changeling. Decreased cooldown on this. It was 160 to 80 seconds. It's now going to be 140 to 80 seconds. So clearly
Okay,
a
less need
front-loaded,
for cooldown
early
rush.
game focus for Morrigan.
Yeah, this is like one of her highlight features of her kit, and especially early on, you had very limited access to it. It's already kind of has some self-balancing, where the fact that the person you're changing into also is limited by their levels as well.
Yeah.
It was just really severe early on, and we also just want to reiterate with the note on like the cooldown adjustments, it will still copy the cooldown of whatever ultimate you use. So if you turn into someone that has maybe a global ultimate and your cooldown is 80 seconds, it'll still inherit that global cooldown.
Should be
Gotcha.
like almost
Okay,
okay with like 20% CL or
Morrigan
something then.
fans, all players out there. And last but not least, on this week's balance section,
Just more damage instead.
it will be the Zhonghui. We're in the Z's already. Demon Bag increased max souls. It was
Wait, what?
40, it's going up to 60. But we've decreased the magical physical protections per stack from 0.8 to 0.5. So the maximum protection decreased from 32 to 30. So
Yes.
overall, Zhong is going to lose 2 protections off this stack, and it's going to take a little bit longer to get those stacks. Remember, those stacks can be taken just by being around the minions that are dying, enemy and friendly alike. And Expose Evil increased cooldown of this ability. It was 10 seconds, pretty low. It's going to go up a little bit to 12 seconds. He's been pretty potent lately.
Yeah, he's been really just strong in general, especially in the solo lane. The extra protections make him very difficult to fight, and the window of opportunity to actually gank him is very limited, so this will expand that window. And Expose Evil is one of those abilities that goes on cooldown immediately, so you could card someone with some CDR. By the time it fades off, you get to card very quickly again. It's also his largely setup tool for the extra damage or the extra stun duration, and so this being on long cooldown will give him a bit more counterplay option.
Completely understand that. And that is it for the balance section for this week. New item on the PTS. Make sure you check it out with Heartseeker, see what you think about that, and give us our feedback. And as well as that, Persephone updates towards her, well, organization and UI to help you better read her. With that, though, it's enough from me and Pom for the time being. Let's get it back over to Ryan to talk about some of the Battle Pass updates.
Oh, I think we saw all of these last week. I almost thought the patch notes were like these. This one looks cool, the Serqet one. I like that a lot. That's just a recolor. That one is also really cool because it doesn't look like Chang'e at all. I'm completely down for a skin that... Oh wait, what? Is this Chang'e in...
That's right. It's time to go over
color?
the brand new battle
That
pass.
looked really cool.
Pirate Queens. And to do that, joining me here on the set,
recolor
we've
looked
got Tina,
so
we've
cool.
got Tori, and we've got Chris. Tina, this one, well, really, all of you guys. Well, Tori, I don't know if you got the memo as much as everyone else did, but you and I are like the non-pirate themed people.
Well, I got a little bit.
Let me audio
she's
check
really
real quick.
Oh, excuse me. Okay,
Sorry.
excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I am the only non-pirate
Okay, yeah,
person
good.
here on the set. Everyone else came much more prepared than I did, and I don't blame you. This is so exciting. Like I'm pumped to go through all these. Let's start at the very top with Dread Captain Artemis. Seems like she's kind of the leader. I mean, she's the Dread Captain, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Chang'e's the leader. She's the main admiral on the
Okay.
ship. Artemis is just a captain who like is kind of her rival, who has like an evil, ghostly ship that she
I was gonna say she has like a
captains.
ghostly look.
They're never friendly ghostly ships, you know?
No,
I've
they're not
noticed
Caspers.
She could be friendly. We don't know.
I mean,
Does she look very friendly to you, Chris?
I don't know. She
Fair.
looks really cold and icy to me.
No, I'd be friends with her.
You'd be?
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Maybe you
the
can
friends with
exchange
trap.
But she's not like
clothes
friendly.
Oh.
You know what I
jewelry.
mean?
Yeah.
Wait, why is the animation? Oh,
that's awesome. The little, what are those called on
Oh.
the ships? I should have
Davy
done some
Jones's
brig?
lockers.
Yeah, you kind of send them to the brig, I suppose.
Or I
with
guess
that.
that's the brig in that case.
Yeah, that when they die, they go to Davy Jones' locker. I think is usually how it goes. I should have
Oh.
done some pirate research coming into this. I realize now, probably
Well,
too late.
Yeah, usually.
animations are
I
sick
guess
on
they
this
don't
one.
Die when they stand on the brig. You're right.
Sometimes they do.
I'm just surprised they go with like the
Yeah.
same
You've got your
theme.
trusty first mate,
Look at
trusty
him!
pirate dog.
Does he have pants
No,
on
wait,
too?
whoa.
Yeah, he
He
does.
is a
Not a dog?
boar. No.
Oh, he's a boar. Okay,
If
so
Pawn can
boar.
slow it down, he'll show you.
There's no target.
Oh, there we go. There's no target. Yeah.
Like, he's,
I'm surprised they
he's
had
not
like
a dog. I mean, that
4
looks like-
female.
Maybe the big
He's
tusk.
tusky. He's tusky. Just ghost tusky.
Oh, okay.
Or skeletal tusky.
4 female
so
pirates
nice,
as a theme.
but it's
I
really
actually,
mean at
no.
the same time. But
And then he has a
I might
hat.
still be more successful than
yeah,
last battle
that's
pass, to be
what I mean.
honest.
You can't be mean with a hat on. Is usually my general rule of thumb, but it has led me astray in the past. I don't want to talk about it. I mean, when it comes to Artemis skins, it feels like a lot of the work goes into making Tusky unique. Is that your guys' experience as well from the art side?
Absolutely. Usually when we go back through animations, we have to make sure that they all work. And this one in particular, he's got this big hat that we have to accommodate for. But it turned out great, and he's adorable. He's cute.
Absolutely. That's what we're going for with Tusky most of the time anyways. I also love those grasping skeleton hands on
cool.
the trap there. That's amazing. Let's take a listen to the voice pack here for Dread Captain Artemis.
Attack left lane. Defend. You're a salty scallywag. Blow me down. Scourge of the 7 seas. You looking to dance with the hangman? We have a poop deck. No, you can't laugh about it.
Chris.
Chris.
It's like you didn't listen to directions at all.
Chris.
Now, this, as you mentioned, Tina,
Yes.
Dread Captain Artemis is kind of the one everyone's chasing, right? Because she has the pirate treasure
Yeah,
on the
she
ship.
has the legendary pirate treasure on her ship.
Okay.
So
keep
that's
an eye
why
on that.
Admiral Chang'e is chasing her.
And in order to do that, she needs the help of First Mate Serqet, for sure. This one, super cool idea for a Serqet skin. I love the chain.
I want to see the chain animation.
This card art looks amazing. And apparently she's a wild-mannered and notorious pirate whose temper is as wild as her hair.
Yeah,
And I gotta say, that hair's pretty wild.
that area is pretty wild.
She's not she's not chilling anytime soon. We got a quick little preview of the
May
voice
your
pack for you.
rum be spiced and your compass be true, matey. Only pirates can get away with saying, yo, ho.
Well, the hair actually turned out to look the same way in game.
Chris is losing it over here, guys.
Was that sorry to
I like that skin
anyone
a
in
lot.
particular, Tina, or was that just like to the universe? or,
everybody.
like where was
Which
that sorry?
part? The hoe part or which part?
Well, you just apologize. I just wanted to know where that was really. Who
Oh
that was
no, I'm
for.
just to the universe. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
fair enough.
Don't
yeah.
be sorry. It was
The-
genius.
Plenty of flavor for this skin.
Yes,
I
plenty
would
of
say,
flavor.
right away. And I mean, this it works so well. This pirate themed Serqet, the chain.
Yeah, I like
idea,
it.
I think it was just absolutely flawless. It must have been a ton of fun for you guys to work on in the effects team, Chris, to have this chain instead of the tail that's usually there.
Yeah, I mean, They didn't really change that bar play. It was more modeling, but it definitely looks really awesome, for sure.
No doubt. The skull and crossbones for the poison. Of course, it's the perfect addition to that last breath. I love her voice work. The voice acting here is exactly what I was hoping for.
It's
True.
yeah, her name is Victoria Atkin, and she was like one of the main characters in Assassin's Creed, like when they were women. I forgot which one it is, but
I don't even know.
I think she did a really good job.
Absolutely.
That's like her.
The orange effects as well. Normally Serqet is like, it's a little bit less fiery almost. It's got that kind of fiery texture to it, it looks like.
Yeah, we decided to go with like a kind of a black powder, theme to her effects. I think it came out alright.
And bubblies.
Yeah, some bubbles as well. You know.
You can hear it.
Oh yeah. You can. You got a little bit of both. You got the black powder, the fire, and the bubbles. That's amazing. Let's take a listen to the voice pack here for First Mate Serqet.
I dig it.
Oh yeah, we already listened to it in the video.
Thanks.
Thanks. All right. Thanks, First Mate Serqet. We also have Sea Shanty Neith coming up. You saw a little preview of this. Now, this is a recolor of fan classic in Buck and Neith. I mean, I remember when Buck and Neith came out, everyone was losing their minds about how cool it is having the blunderbuss as the replacement for the bow. But it's just a new take
face look
on a
updated?
favorite classic for everybody that you can get as part
Or
of
just
Battle
the hair
Pass.
color changes?
We also have the main character, as we've been talking about, Pirate Admiral Chang'e. This one is the one to watch out for sure. I saw Ponfon. Man, that card art is so sick. The cat is cute.
beautiful?
And the little
Wait, the cat's
He's got an eye patch on the cat.
And he's
Didn't
holding
notice
a
that.
sword.
Does he have a name? Must.
His name is
Mr. Snugglebutt.
Mr. Whisk shit.
That's not his name.
No,
That's not his name.
I know. It's something Mr. Whiskers. Sorry, I wrote this voice pack like a month ago.
No, that's all right. Mr. Whiskers will do. We can roll with that until Chang'e tells
Oh, it's
us.
One-Eyed Whiskers.
Oh my god.
One-Eyed Whiskers. That's a great name.
One-Eyed Whiskers.
For a pirate cat. Look at how precious he is. By the way, there's a perfect spot to shoot this little,
know,
this
right?
little video. Right in the Gold Fury den. Beautiful touch. And, I mean, this looks like a completely different... Chang'e doesn't normally hold a soul. Holy crap, that is so cute. It just completely melted my brain.
Oh, he fell. Oh,
Watch
my
out, you
goodness.
can't be falling. Wait, you can't run with scissors. You can't run with a knife in your mouth.
This
either,
cat
right?
can.
No.
Oh, what?
There he goes.
The voice of the cat.
He sounds much
So
more gruff
deep.
than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
My man does not mess around. Wow, that is awesome.
Ooh,
I mean,
it feels
Chang'e
like
doesn't
Freya.
normally have a sword. When you guys were told, hey,
legs.
give Chang'e a sword and legs, I mean, that must have been a difficult task for the art team.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I think we should do more with
Ooh,
the
I like
sword,
the
'cause this
water.
looks dope.
Oh, I
Yeah,
look,
I agree.
getting Hub
That
War
is
vibes.
awesome.
It's a reverse
I'm
Hub War
stoked
3.
To see that we were finally getting
Hey,
some
what's
legs
that?
on Chang'e, and we were just like, what are legs for Chang'e? What do we even do with
What's she
these?
swinging around?
Ali totally knocked it out of the park with this one.
Absolutely. The effects on this are just amazing.
Yeah.
I have
So
no clue
much-
what the 3
the
is.
water
Oh
as
my
well.
god, the cat is so cute. I can't.
Just walking around.
Oh, nice.
Cannon fire.
Yeah, it's
Cannons.
really cool.
It really has like all the aspects that you want. You know, the swashbuckling
I
sword.
do like this one.
The big waves from the ocean and then the cannonballs. This is like the
It's like a
quintessential
ship going
pirate
around? Is
skin,
a ship going to
right?
the
Yeah.
to the map?
Yeah.
great.
So she's like, her story is that she's not very like Serqet. She's not such a scallywag. She's more of like this highbrow,
Proper pirate.
proper pirate type. Yeah.
I
Kinda,
can't tell. What
is
is
she
this?
like a Robin Hood pirate style? You know, like doing it for the goodness of it all, or is she just?
No, she's kind of like, she still does everything for herself, but she's not evil. Like she's not. She's like neutral.
Okay.
Yeah, she's more of a neutral character.
All right, fair enough. I can get
A
behind that for
neutral
sure.
pirate does
I mean,
everything
did
from
clearly
himself.
a ton of different work from the normal Chang'e model. You guys mentioned the legs, the sword pose is very different to how she normally stands.
Oh, she's dancing.
Oh, she is dancing.
That back animation is awesome.
If you
I
got
see
legs,
we
use
also
them.
have a VXG
Oh, we do.
for her. Oh, that is awesome. That is so cool.
Yes.
On the barrel right there, surging
pretty
forward
cool.
to victory.
Yes,
How do you not get
that's
inspired
decent.
when doing that? Oh no. Oh, no. That is not part of the VXG. I will note, but maybe it should be. That seems like a lot of fun. Let's take a listen to the voice pack for Pirate Admiral Chang'e.
Attack!
Defend! I am proud of you. Brilliant! I consider myself an honorable woman. I take it you want to be marooned on an island?
Anyone who says friends are the true treasure never had actual treasure. Here, did you hear about the new pirate movie? It's rated R.
It's obligatory.
Yeah, I mean, that's just required. I feel like One-Eyed Whisker's seen some stuff, you guys.
Yeah.
You should probably go to
Seen
therapy.
some mad,
you know? Like, not a bad idea.
crazy stuff.
Of course, in the last battle pass we had, you had that
Chang'e actually has a
reward
crazy
thing
amount of
all the way
skins
to the
when you think
prestige
about
track
it.
finale
And pretty good skins
for
too.
that Hera skin. This one, Pirate Queen Chang'e, is the recolor of Pirate Admiral Chang'e. You could only get this by completing
This
the battle
actually looks so
pass,
cool.
and that looks insanely good.
I like the coloring on this one is really
I
nice.
do not
Yeah.
think
Absolutely. This
at
is,
all that I get close to that
it
reward,
really does
but
have that prestige feel to it. You know, she's highbrow, as you mentioned.
You have to
I do
complete
not
that
want to
prestige
invest that time, but
That's
wow.
right. You got to get all the way. So you finish the battle pass one time, and then you say, that was so nice, I think I'd like it a second time. And then you finish it off and get that version of the Chang'e skin. That does it for the Pirate Queen Battle Pass,
Wow.
guys. Thank you very much for joining us
You're welcome.
on that. Of course, Hindu and
I like
Isaiah
it
are standing
overall.
by. They've got some great community.
It's
and
not like, oh my
esports
god,
stuff
I
to
need
do.
this, but it's like, yeah, this is cool.
We do,
That's
we
some
do,
cool
we
skins.
do. I will say, however, the best booty is still Sobek. Don't worry, my friend. In you forever. Isaiah is joining me from the community team as well to break down some exciting things for the weekend. As always, what's going on?
So right now, I want to remind you guys, this patch we started our community celebration event where you guys can earn that Spirit Guide Artio skin completely for free. And I took this screenshot yesterday.
Yeah.
You guys are getting there slowly but surely. I was going around the office and they were like, you know, we're kind of surprised that you guys have made it this far. So we're just over halfway there on that blue progress bar for the community. So keep on playing games, keep on unlocking those rewards. And then as you play games, you'll be able to unlock all those rewards for free as well.
I'll be honest, I said to you last time we're on this, I was like,
I still feel like the top bar is
You were
automatic.
worried, Hindu.
We're nearly done it in one patch. What's
Right.
going on there? 2 times battle points this weekend, though, as well, right?
Exactly. We just showed off that amazing Pirate Queen's battle.
Dude,
pass. So that
Isaiah's
means we
account
think
level
we're
is only
fucking over.
65.
So we want to
No.
give you guys a chance to complete that prestige track like Agro was talking about. So this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can get 2 times battle points on every game played.
Then grind.
Interesting.
You don't always need friends, and I actually might get 2
Exactly.
times
Yeah,
as
you don't
well.
even have to party up.
I'm so excited about that. You always turn me down.
I didn't even know
All the
that we
time.
have double events.
And last but not least, before we go, we've also got
Cool.
another skin to show you.
Yeah,
right?
and I think the community is going to love
Wait,
this one.
more than
This is
one, right?
Super awesome. Temptress Aphrodite that is
Okay.
coming out as a part of this year's Odyssey chest.
Oh, this is kind of like the same idea as like the Dodgy skin,
Yeah,
right?
Deadly Desire Dodgy that came out
Ah.
a while back. It's that.
I heard people are not
succubus
happy about
theme.
this one so
theme
far.
Fits so well with Aphrodite, right?
Just before Harry's Expo
got a
coming
Vulcan
around
in
the
the
corner
background.
as well, you see skins that cosplay is definitely there for. You know?
Exactly,
So I know a lot of people like to have the wings and things. There's a lot more wings here.
Yeah,
and
wings
tails
and
too.
tails, and I love the dark vibes here too.
Definitely have a look through the abilities.
So people's complaint was that she basically just looks like Aphrodite cosplaying as
Actually,
something,
like,
and all her
it's cool
skins do
'cause
that.
You get the pinks and reds, but it's also a little bit darker too.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I can
gothic,
see that, but
right?
I also think the skin doesn't look bad
Oh, the
while
vampire
doing
teeth,
so.
you see
Oh
that?
yeah, that's nice.
Those fangs.
And it's actually one of
It's like
her
a chain
more.
attached for the kiss.
Right?
I
Redesigned
always
nice.
saw
skins.
that
I just
too.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah. So I don't play that much Afro, that's why I'm like, okay, what's in it? But we don't get the artist art section,
Right,
do we?
yeah.
They give us the section, they're like, okay, talk about it.
You
I'm
know,
like,
I get a few talking points, but yeah, definitely.
I'm not very good with words. They don't hire me for that. They hire me for
They're
stupid.
bats.
Birds looking good.
They're not birds, are they? They're not lovely. They're more deadly than anything
Oh,
else.
that ultimate looks really awesome too.
Those look really good as well. Let's have a little listening to the voice pack as well to tell how this Temptress Aphrodite will sound.
Attack! Defend! Ooh, you're so hot. Sexy. I'm always wanted. I can smell the innocence on you. Oh, it would be a waste to get rid of that sweet tush of yours. Why is your boss like a demon? They're always ready to fire you.
Well, I guess we'll close on that one.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm
you
getting
guys-
fired after
you
that.
guys
We'll
can't see
find
it, but
out.
Hindu is blushing a little bit.
I know, I was
back
like,
here.
ooh, okay then. Well, that's it from me and Isaiah for this week, but now it's back over to Ryan, who's got a few more very fun skins to show off.
We've got a special guest too.
We do? Who?
Just wait and see.
It's Aurora. He's here on the couch with us, as well
Wait
as
for the
Tina
skins?
and AJ. As it's time to go over the HRX 2019 digital loot pack
for the
skins.
splice, right.
And you can guess what's in it based on Aurora being here. But it's going to be a minute until we get to that Jormungandr skin, guys. Let's first start off with the Convention 2020 skin, which will be King Arthur.
Of course.
Did you guys do this for me? My favorite color is green. You shouldn't have.
I'm a big
like
fan
Irish,
as well.
Irish King Arthur.
Man of culture, I say, Tina.
We always do this.
I know. We're on the same
always
wave.
like
Green,
green
red hair.
is our favorite color thing.
It's the best color. What do you want
the
from
best color.
Our
It is.
personal biases do not dictate the skin direction, but in this case, it lines up.
Oh god,
For
it looks so
the
good. It's like
for
an
the digital
emerald
loot pack,
green.
you know, we have a couple themes we play around with from year to year. There's always something esports related, which that's why we have Aurora here with us. We usually have a very prominent, just really cool looking skin, which we've already teased out, and the feedback has been super positive. Can't wait to get to that. And we also have the convention skin, and what we've done is done a little bit of a lore twist on our convention skins. Ooh. So this one and the one we're about to show have a little bit of a tie-in with some of the history of the characters. Arthur is often described as having some Celtic roots, so you see this green with his red hair, and you also have a bit of the Arthurian legend of the
I thought
Green
it was
Knight
Irish. I don't even know.
being harkened back to here in this skin.
That's awesome.
I can't even
Convention
tell that stuff
2020
apart.
King Arthur looks great. We've also got Nemean Lion Hercules. That's a skin that AJ was just talking about.
If the lore's not obvious here,
yeah,
you know,
I think it is.
we put it in the name.
Whoa,
I
I
was
see
not
that.
expecting this level of Nemean Lion coming at me. I mean, I guess I should have, but also a little bit of green, I will note. But this one, very cool. This, I mean, I think of like Hercules has the Nemean Lion kind of draped over his shoulder.
I dig it.
already, but this one, he's really donning it to its full.
I want to hear the voice
So
pick of that
I'll probably
one.
be rocking this in an SPL game soon.
Yeah, it's fitting that it's in this loot
The
pack.
premier Hercules player. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So, although along with these other skins, you'll get this little lore focused package. We've seen a lot of players been asking more about some lore focused skins, and we saw this was just a great opportunity to do it.
Yeah, I think that's good.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we?
That's the kind of skins I want.
Jormungandr, the skin that celebrates Splice's last season's SWC victory, is finally coming into Smite. You've already seen the card art.
It's
on
literally
social
just a
media and all that
walking
kind of
brand
stuff.
logo.
And Aurora, I know that this is a skin, a god that you guys picked for this skin. It just seemed to fit so well, right? I mean, Splice, Snake logo, Yorm, awesome.
Yeah, we talked about a couple gods with AJ, and we kept talking and talking. Like there was like a couple options that we had brought in, and then he's like, "You guys can do any god, you know that, right?" And we're like, "Really?" And we're like, "Oh." And then we started thinking about other
hammer looks
gods,
bent.
and then Yorm was just coming out, and he looked really, really cool. So once we saw like what Yorm actually looked like in game, because I don't think it wasn't out yet when we were talking about it, but then when we saw him, we're like, okay, we want to do a Yorm skin, and that would look really cool with the splice colors and everything. So
you nailed it. Great
Fair.
eye for
That's their
detail there.
choice.
In fact,
I know
let's
some
take
people
our
are upset,
first
but
look
I
at
think
it
that's completely
in
their
game
choice,
right
and yeah,
Okay, we
I
play.
think it works.
We win. We go get ramen. We go get ice cream. I only get stronger as the game goes on. I'm getting so fat from all the feeding you guys are doing.
This voice pack.
Oh man.
Aurora, you were laughing with me a minute ago because you said that people online were thinking, oh, it might just be this generic voice pack. If you guys knew that the Splice dudes wrote a lot of this voice pack, which they did, it's going to be anything but generic. You guys definitely have your own sort of theme to it.
Very true. All of the esports skins, one of the favorite parts
Right, I
of the
thought it
whole
says a
process
Splice
is
logo.
getting the team involved to write the voice pack.
That's
with the
weird. It
designers
shows like
and
a Splice
the team
logo,
and
but then it
voice team,
doesn't.
And including a lot of their favorite
Oh!
catchphrases, their inside jokes.
Oh, no, okay,
the
that
way
is cool.
they taunt their opponents or rally up their
What?
teammates.
It's gonna be
you're
there
gonna
all the
see a lot of
time.
that in this skin.
there's definitely a lot of inside jokes.
Yeah, for sure. About ice cream.
No doubt about that.
Oh, and now
Splice
if-
logo.
Inside joke.
I know, but it's like
ice cream.
just I
If
know.
you use it
it's
too
just
close
what
to the
you
one,
want.
then
no joke
it'll
about ice
show up
cream.
as a
I don't
logo
know.
as well.
It makes perfect
Ice
sense to
cream
me
is
that this
serious.
giant snake loves ice cream and
No,
ramen.
it
I think
doesn't.
that's fine.
Yeah, that makes lore sense.
This universe is totally cohesive.
Absolutely. I love the Splice logo showing up as the pool gets closer and closer. It kind of
Oh, that's cool.
reveals.
That's really cool.
That looks amazing. I can't wait for this ultimate. I'm sure it's gonna be Splice.
Dropping more
all
Splice
over it.
logos.
Just
Literally like
anytime I see Yorm, I'm
the
like,
advertising
can't wait for that
skin.
ult to come out. And sure enough,
Even more than any other team
it's
skin.
Splice Yorm.
And I will mention that there's still a little bit of work in progress here on just his ultimate form.
Sure.
The head body connection still needs a little bit more work, as does the textures on when they're all blown up to that scale. So not quite final, but
Yep. Still will be in progress, of course. Ready for release, I'm sure.
I think this
really
is
happy
cool.
with how the skin turned
Even
out.
though I
was
still wish
playing when the playtest
Splice
the other
knows
day
I
with
would
one
have
of these,
seen.
on my allied team, and just playing alongside it was really cool. It has a completely new
animation and rigging tech in the fangs, and his fangs are actually attached to his jaw. So when he opens his mouth wider, the fangs actually outstretch more. So he
really
looks like
cool,
he's actually a snake striking, and when he closes his mouth, they kind of fold backwards.
Oh, that's sweet.
And when you're fighting alongside him, you can, especially when you see him from the side view, you can really see those fangs moving just like nothing else on any other Jorm skin has.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
That's awesome.
It looks absolutely sweet. All right, I gotta get to the voice.
I like
pack,
that.
'cause I've been looking forward to this one.
This is gonna be great.
What other lines do you want to hear?
Too. I don't just do a bunch of them. I don't remember all of them exactly. I know the voice lines, but I don't know which line is which. I forget.
Okay.
I am the chonkiest. I am the chonkiest. Yeah, I rock. And you're right, you think you're cool, we get it. Does your team care that you're feeding? You guys are playing so well.
Just some classic sarcasm there.
Not a joke.
What's not a joke?
Matchmaking, am I right?
Oh, yeah.
This is not a joke.
Solid.
Is my favorite joke.
This is not a joke.
Is there a backstory to the "this is not a joke"?
I'm not gonna get into that one right now.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Maybe save that for one of your after-hours shows.
Yeah, figured I'd ask at least. I know that there is a voice line that I don't know if it's gonna be playing when the ultimate plays. That has something to do with there's a chunker.
Yeah, so
yeah, go ahead.
Kabam really wanted there's a chunker in this bed. I think it was supposed to be for the alt. I don't know if it's in or not, but in New Jersey when we were there last year, we were claiming beds at the house, and we were like going up the stairs, and I got to the top floor, and I saw that. I'm like, oh my god, this is mine. So I yelled, "There's a chunker in this bed!" I jumped on it. And then I cracked his bed frame. Within the first 3 minutes of getting to New Jersey, and Kabam looks at me. He's like, I don't know if this was the right idea. That's what he was going through. So it was just super funny. Oh man,
I have made a grave mistake. Is basically what Kabam was thinking. So make sure you're on the listen out for the. There's a chunker on my bed or on this bed.
In this bed, yeah.
While you're getting Jorm alted.
Yeah, there's a chunker in this bed.
That's exactly what I need to be hearing. It's gonna be awesome. Splice Jormungandr coming as part
Nice.
of
I
the
dig it.
2019 digital loot pack.
Probably
But
the
that's not
best
it. We've
team
also
skin
got
so far.
Galaxy Shaper Nox.
Oh yeah.
This is one that people were really excited about when we
The
previewed
no
card art.
cleavage Nox.
Definitely a different
It's just a
take
black
on
hole
Cosmic theme.
instead.
We've done quite a few different.
Finally,
Yeah, people have been really
Nox
wanting
gets
us to
a different
branch out
style.
within that theme and try new things. So, of course, this skin is very representative of that. Very unique overall presentation for just a character in general with a black hole through the center of your body. Very unique, very interesting take on the whole thing.
Does our
And
alt look insane?
oh, the effects are
Yes.
beautiful. Shout out to Chris and
Chris
his team who was
over
just
there.
here. Yeah, really awesome effects.
Well, we don't have to just hear about it. Let's take a
Let's look at it.
To war over
Oh, wow.
the speck of dust is a waste of my being.
well, the voice pick too.
Have you read the new book on anti-gravity? It's impossible to put down. Very well. If it's a lesson in power you seek, I shall grant it.
She looks like a boss from Dark Souls. Something like that.
Yeah, I'd say it looks awfully insane.
Bloodborne more maybe,
Yeah.
actually.
Wow.
Look at those effects already.
I don't
Just
know.
like her walk. When the auto attacks are
Souls-like.
this good,
Yeah.
you know you're in for a treat. No doubt about that. This theme, so cool.
Go no further.
Might be time to break out the Nox support again, Aurora. Like it's.
Oh, yeah?
like it's
Ooh,
last
look
year.
at the
seen that meta in a little
constellation.
while.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see the mid with Dardas because he switched to mid.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
It's
true.
the
That's
most
very
famous
cool.
one.
No doubt about that. Man, the black hole
Yeah.
imploding as your Siphon Darkness is about to go off.
That looks
Does
really
the regular Nox skin have an animation that shows that the 2's gonna detonate like that, or no?
cool. I believe it does.
Yeah, it's got
That's a
I think it's
scaling
got like
circle.
a smaller
Yeah.
circle on the inside.
Yeah,
That's
not
kinda
that
cool.
visible, right?
That's flashy.
I never
for
even
sure.
realized that. Actually.
Oh.
If you ever wanted to be a
Constellation
god
mode.
with constellations all over you, just get your teammates.
Wow.
It's a part-time
You gotta see that in the Yorm skin.
Oh yeah, that would
Constellation Yorm.
be nuts. You got plenty of room on that one. That's for
Have you
sure.
done the Yorm Nox combo yet? Giant Shadow Snake? I don't know if I've seen that actually.
I've seen it a couple times.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's real good when you ult with the Yorm.
Oh, here we
and
go.
Nox
Oh.
inside it.
No,
One's
that's-
gonna do it.
The wizard himself.
Oh my god,
that is cool.
that's actually really cool.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now if Yorm ulted, that would
Can
be.
you alt with the Yorm, or is that just a bot?
Yeah.
We broke his animation somehow, though. Look at him. He looks all poor Yorm.
He's kind of just like.
The way we spawned him, he looks very confused. He's just jittering, vibrating slowly.
Oh, you gotta type fast.
All right.
Oh.
We're gonna
but it can't shoot.
Oh no! What is it?
Okay.
Nice tripod. Okay, let's fire Nox's alt though.
Yeah, let's get the Nox alt in there.
That looks really
Oh
cool.
wow.
That sound effect as well.
Her autos are like mini alts.
Yeah, that is.
I love the spiral effect on the basics.
I really
but
like
then
the
the
Nox
auto
skin.
itself has a
I wasn't
more
even that sure when I
straight
saw the art, but wow.
path.
I was talking about this on my.
I love that the moon is in the skin.
The audio effect of abilities is so big for me. Like when I get a skin that has these really meaty, bassy sort of sound effects.
Sounds so satisfying
I
to
just
hit
feel
the
like
ult.
I'm doing so many more cool things.
And of course, we always try to pay very close attention to make sure that the clarity and gameplay feedback is similar on skins as it is on base.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's take a listen to the voice back here for this Nox skin.
I've never seen your equal. Unparalleled.
I love this voice
Your
back.
mind is as empty and vacuous as space itself. Have you read the new book on anti-gravity?
Oh, we heard this joke already.
It's impossible to put down.
It's a good joke though.
It is a good joke. You gotta run it back.
So digital loot pack, you get
Yeah, give us
Nox,
details.
Jorm,
Oh, she's a loot pack
Hercules, and Arthur.
That's a pretty good loot pack.
4 skins.
Yes.
And
That is a pretty good
And
loot pack.
now we're gonna talk about how to get it, right?
Yes, that
Because
is
you
exactly
can
what
buy
we're
it
talking
in
about.
game
1,500 gems.
for all the whole pack.
Yep.
And does it come with some other stuff too? Like, yeah, it comes with recalls or jumps or wards or
Announcer packs. Yeah, we're
Merlin
3
announcer
announcer packs in there.
Merlin and Horus or and Set maybe. I think there's a couple God announcer packs. It's a big bundle. I can't remember the whole
value keeps
list.
getting better.
Wow.
Dang it! I was taking notes before with Isaiah, and I should have taken better notes. I'm sorry, Isaiah.
Yes.
So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you can also get this if you buy this extra bundle, this DreamHack bundle.
Yes. So if you go to purchase your Hi-Res Expo 2019 tickets, which you guys should be doing, highresexpo.com, in order to do that, you can add this bundle to your ticket purchase. Then you will be emailed a code when it releases on October 1st. Then after that, codes will be sent out on a weekly basis for players that purchase that Expo bundle after this update releases. But now by getting
Instead
this, you
of
also
not
receive
giving
a
enough
goodie
away.
bag filled with swag that you'll receive at the event. So not only do you get a ton of skins and other things, announcer packs that are a great value, you'll get real goodie bags in real life as well once you make it.
Right. This is not part of your DreamHack ticket. It's a separate thing.
Yes.
It's like a DreamHack ticket upgrade. Gets you all of the IRL swag at the convention, as well as includes the digital loot pack.
No doubt. And, of course, a portion of the bundle will go as prizing for SMITE Esports. So make sure if you want to support the SMITE Esports scene and to support Aurora, I mean, how could you not? He's the chonker.
Look at that face.
You gotta get in on this digital loot pack value. Again, 1,500 gems in game, or when you can add it on when you're going on to get your tickets at highresexpo.com. Aurora, thank you very much for joining us and talking
Thanks for
about
having me.
Splice, Yorm, and all that good stuff. But we aren't done yet. The Odyssey is starting up very soon, and that includes a kind of cool skin, probably. I think so.
Some really cool skins.
Kuzenbo. No,
Hunter
wait.
reporting in. Specimen acquired.
I'm actually more excited for the Kuzenbo
I
skin.
don't know why you put such a high price on these things. They barely put up a fight. I'm en route to the drop point for payment and transfer. I want these things off my ship. I don't trust a job this easy. Hunter over and out. Don't keep me waiting.
Welcome back, everybody. That's right. It's time to finally reveal the Baron Samedi Tier 5 skin as a part of the Odyssey. Again, you guys voted on which god you wanted as a Tier 5, and you picked the right option. I was a Baron voter from the very beginning. In fact, the whole Odyssey Underworld, guys, as we bring it back to Chris joining us now, replacing Aurora on the set, still Tina and AJ joining us. I mean, the Odyssey is the biggest event we do every single year. I mean, this is what I think a lot of Smite fans remember when they think of big events in Smite.
Yeah, really what we try to focus on with the Odyssey is our community
Is it a
involvement.
snake bite
And we want
piercing?
everyone to feel really
Oh, it still exists?
together and all a part of the same team in this awesome game of Smite. So many of the skins in
You know
the
his
Odyssey
pass now.
this year have been influenced by community ideas. A couple of them are meme-tastic to the 1000th degree.
Yes.
We're going to get into those later. We always do the community vote where people can contribute to choosing the final skin.
Yep.
We've been adding more steps to that, letting people give more feedback. That's where that Baron skin came from. The community decided on it. They helped us pick the god and the theme. So really this year we're trying to focus on that as much as possible. The Odyssey takes a little bit of a different thematic turn this year where we'll be following the story arc of Persephone.
Sure.
So she's in SMITE, but we don't really know too much about her.
Yeah.
The launch of the Odyssey is where you're going to get the first story chapter about Persephone and her kind of master plan and a lot of very interesting
and her
things will be
corrupted
coming
arena,
up.
apparently.
And we'll follow
again.
that story through the rest of the Odyssey. It's really awesome. The art that's coming out with that is beautiful as well. I can't wait to share it.
And it seems like the first part of Persephone's plan is pushing a lot of gods into bottomless pits. That's right. Corrupted Arena is coming back, but it's
that's quite true, actually.
Corrupted Arena right now. I mean, we're bringing it back. AJ, give us a little bit of detail about it.
So this is the big hype gameplay surprise for this update. Corrupted Arena is back.
Yep.
We want to make an announcement that we're going to be looking into bringing back some of our adventure modes. For the rest of this winter and fall, we're going to be bringing back a new adventure mode every update. First is Corrupted Arena. And there's a lot of different changes to it. We'll go over those.
SMITE cars coming back.
But I just want to talk about the overall plan right now. So you're going to get part of the Odyssey is always just to play SMITE, and you can earn, you can finish quests to earn Odyssey rewards for free.
Yep.
We're going to be including a lot of the quests. Those Odyssey quests are going to be to play the new adventure modes. So you can play these new modes, and you can earn Odyssey stuff for free, which is really cool. They're also going to have some artistic changes to them and some gameplay changes to them. And I don't want to spoil any of the future events modes that are coming up, but I do just want to go ahead and be honest with the community right now and let it be clear that Racer is not planned to return.
What?
We know that there's a very strong
Why would you not
feel for Racer. However, not that many people played it.
Sure.
And
Why would you not?
Our game's not built for racing. There was some core technical
Yes,
issues.
that's the
that caused that
point.
game to
It's a
not
terrible
quite feel
meme.
as good as what we like SMITE to feel, and some of those issues are very difficult to solve or possibly impossible. So
That is the
Racer's not
point.
planned
The entire
right
point
away,
is
but
that
of
it was
course could
horrible,
be in the
guys.
future. And also the RPG
come
dungeons
on.
we are not planning to revisit.
Okay.
Because
Wait,
we
does it
didn't
mean the
want to
Hades
just
arenas
make
come
people
back?
play through the same dungeon. You know, we wanted to be able to give people a unique dungeon experience. That's part of the
Wait, I
fun
don't
of the
recall that
dungeons.
part.
And that
Was it
is
in there?
just a massive undertaking when we're working on the new season and going through HRX and things like that. So we know that there's a lot of community reactions to wanting a dungeon, and we definitely think that's something we're keeping in mind and we're looking towards maybe further in the future. But for right now, we're going to bring back 4 adventure modes, I think, throughout this fall and winter, and it will not be racer or dungeon. Just to be clear and transparent and honesty, I know the community really appreciates that from us. So
sure,
that's my spiel.
Well,
All right, let's
I'm
talk
happy
about
they're
this mode. What's
communicating
fun
that,
about it.
Yeah. First things first. I'm seeing a weird
Unfortunate.
looking relic there for Hercules. What's going on?
Oh
with
yeah.
that?
So, you know, in this mode, you try to push people in the death pits, right?
Yes.
And you have to pick death pit characters.
Is that from the Delta Mining?
Yes.
So now there is a new relic that is replacing Sunder, and you can pick this up. It's essentially Super Sunder. It's called Cruel Wind.
Okay.
Cue fart joke from Tina.
I know, I was about to say something too.
Way to get out ahead of it.
Even I
AJ
could-
knows me. AJ knows me so much. He's just like
We were like,
looking
should we
at
try
me.
to make a more serious name for this one? We were like, nah, this is pretty funny and perfect anyway, because it's kind of it's a fun mode, you know. It's not super competitive. What this is though is this skill shot relic with a heavy knockback on it.
Okay.
So you don't have to be a knockback character anymore. You can essentially on her impale people with any god now.
So
Or
relic
you do
dagger,
both.
most spot item in all
Yeah,
of Corrupted Arena.
yeah, Sylvanas, relic dagger, really good. Root people, square up against them, and then just relic them off into the pit. It's hilarious.
What's the cooldown on it? Like 90 seconds?
It's
or?
it's still a relic cooldown.
Okay.
But it's a
Okay, that's a
relatively
nice
shorter relic
expansion
cooldown.
on
So
the
yeah,
map.
like
Okay.
in the 90-second range, I think. Yeah, and it's a pretty powerful knockback on it. So that's really awesome.
Plus, you also have that bonus round. We saw that in a little bit of the video.
Yes, this mode now features the bonus round.
Yes. So
Which
we
previously
love.
Corrupted Arena didn't. We added it an Underworld Arena.
so yeah, it was
and a
Underworld
Demon
Arena, yeah.
If you remember all of these arenas, it's a lot.
I was wondering.
But now, Corrupted Arena has bonus rounds. So even after the match is over, win or lose, you will do a 5v5 death match.
That's pretty cool.
With now there are some pits on the side too, and walls on the other side.
Turn up.
We also changed some of the different pits on the map. There's some new ones by the pillars, by the base.
Yes.
So more chances to push people off cliffs.
Yes, that's what
which,
we like.
You know, is the fun of this mode. What else? There's artistic changes across the map. You'll see
Flowers.
Persephone's kind of creepy, spiky vines and flowers, as opposed to the older theme, which was Mayan themed.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Make sure you guys play it a bunch with this update because it's only sticking around.
We'll see
for
if
a
we can
month,
play that in
so make sure you
OCE.
get your games in where you can. All right, it's time to move on to some
1
of the
month, I
skins
think.
as part.
Custom modes.
Ooh, custom mode.
I think we gonna have custom mode for Custom Arena as well.
Okay.
What?
So you still got a chance to do
Yeah.
it with all your pals.
That's exciting.
That is exciting.
Oh, and one more announcement.
Go ahead.
Jormungandr is banned. Because he can't be pushed.
Yes.
And we think that kind of
Oh, yeah.
spoils the fun of the mode.
I agree with that, but then I can't play
Fair.
my Splice Yorm skin. In
I know, I'm sorry. But you can play it on all the other game modes.
Fair enough.
But I just there's some more details about the mode in patch notes as well. We're not going to go over everything, but
Absolutely.
all right, I think I'm finally done. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Let's start it off with Death Dragon Anubis. AJ, I thought you'd want to just blow through.
Oh, here we
Keep
go.
going.
So we can go straight to an
Excited.
Anubis skin. He's an evil dragon mage. Normally there's a lot more like copy
I
for
know,
these,
right?
but this one it's just like, what else do you need to know, stupid? It's an evil dragon mage. You know?
So this idea has been bouncing around for a long time because of Anubis's cone breath attack.
Yeah.
Feels like it would fit a dragon really well, you know. And we've done these couple dragon skins. You know, we do one every couple months. Community's been really positive about it. We've done a little heavier melee character, so we wanted to kind of do the other side of the dragon universe. So that's we have a more light and agile
Fenrir
and
Anubis combo.
mage wizard type of character,
Dragon
but in
boys.
the dragon universe.
I love it. Let's take a look at Death Dragon Anubis.
Name something more powerful, more fearful than me. Unfortunately for you, the scales are in my favor.
Oh.
Is that fear I see dripping down your face?
Well,
He definitely doesn't seem nice. I'll say that much.
No.
The evil part seems to be fitting right now for Death Dragon Anubis.
I do love his tail. He has a very nice tail.
Yes, he has a tail now. Again.
That's a new feature, new animation, new rigging.
Someone on Reddit's gonna
Nice.
be very excited about.
Yes.
I love tails.
Yeah, I love Tails. Very happy already. I'm sure already in
Oh,
chat.
yay!
Thank you, Tails.
I'm
Shout outs.
glad.
Shout outs, absolutely. I mean, Chris, when
most,
you get told
most
make
shouted out
Anubis
person on the
a
patch notes
giant
is
evil
the
dragon,
Reddit called
I
All of
assume that
Tails.
means that you have a lot of leeway to go with a lot of these effects.
Yeah, it's kind of like an open-ended kind of theme, but the artist that did this, Austin, did like an excellent job with these like evil crystals and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
really cool.
interesting.
Absolutely. That pool
Ooh.
effect is
That's
sweet.
very
Yeah,
good.
he kind of has some different feeling magic attacks, right? So he's got his basic attack, he's got his crystal root,
Ooh.
he's got his
Oh, nice.
bubbly acid, and then the ultimate looks amazing. I'm super stoked with it. Oh, and that
Yeah.
sound, did you hear that laser sound?
Yeah.
Anubis ult is so cool, man. Like, what is... Oh, and it does the burning trail.
I think it's. Oh yeah, he's got the tier 5
That is
animation
too
in it.
sweet.
We've been doing a lot of like different stuff with Anubis. His last skin was, cartoony and kind of silly, so we wanted something for those Anubis veterans, whoever they are out there,
Whoever
that
they
just
are.
wanted something cool and badass and dark magic that really captures the essence of Anubis, but gives it a whole new twist and a whole new spin.
No doubt about it. All right, let's move on to Chilling Death Odin. This skin looks amazing. I
So
love
many
this,
skins.
this
Oh my God.
massive frost axe. Can I just say that right away? That's like the first
It's
thing.
one
that
way to
jumps
revive
out.
the dead month of the year.
Also, I do like the fact that he's only got one eye. Gotta
Yep,
stay
the
lore
Odin
accurate.
eye, yeah.
Yeah,
for
gotta stay
Odin,
lore
even when
accurate.
he's this undead frost guy. Let's take a look at Chilling Death Odin.
You can run,
Oh,
you can
man.
fight, but in the end, all will serve my frozen horde.
I thought that was gonna be a rhyme.
I'm terrible at breaking the ice. God, what's wrong with your face? You look as if you've seen a ghost.
You'd think he'd be good at breaking the ice, right? Like, he stubs his toe, breaks the ice.
Ooh, yeah.
Jams his finger in the door, breaks the ice.
Well, he's got this magical death ice or whatever, so no, he can't break it, all right?
Yeah.
So come on.
Fair enough, yeah. Sorry, guys. A bit of an oversight by me, I suppose. This
I like the skin.
weapon is just absurd.
I know, it's
like
huge.
there's no way anyone could carry this
No,
thing.
there's no way.
And I'm about it.
It's like 300 pounds.
Easily.
Well, luckily he is a
Or bomb.
Pantheon leading level god.
Yes.
So he looks like he swings it rather effortlessly.
That's cool.
The backswing from the Odin spear, I know a lot of people say that wouldn't hurt. By the way, try getting backhanded by a spear. It probably
Yeah.
hurt a lot. But it does look really good with this double-sided axe.
I was gonna say that ability feels great with this weapon.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it just
I
got a
love the
heavier
trail.
hit.
Yep. The effects, that sickly green.
The high contrast between like this deep black and like the
And
bright
that
green is just
green.
amazing. It looks
Yeah.
really good.
Nice.
Man, this ultimate, the Ring of Spears, still kind of spears, but
nice.
like bone spears.
And just a little thing to throw out there, even though this is not the inside show, I was getting some heat about Odin recently this week, so I thought I'd just refresh my stats a little bit.
Yeah.
Odin is still a top 10 winning god in the game, specifically in Joust, Arena, and Clash. Top 10 winningest god in the game.
gonna say, I bet in
Sometimes even
Arena.
top 5, depending on where I slice it.
You were
Higher
telling me
elo
earlier-
actually gets better.
Yeah, and you were telling me earlier that he's no slouch in Conquest either. It's not like
He's
it's-
definitely gone down a bit in Conquest since our
Sure.
changes, and we know the community feels that. I get the comments a lot, but he is still quite strong.
Yes.
So
He's
just
better
throw
than you
that
think.
out there, all of you who are like, little concerned about Odin. He is really, really good still.
Yeah, if you thought he
Juan's
was bad,
laughing at
Odin
us.
laughs at you. That was perfect timing.
Yeah.
All right, sneaky
Plus, he has his own opinion in it.
Chibi Medusa. Almost said
Oh my
sneaky.
goodness, I love her.
She's got a bunch of chibi friends right next to her. I see Thoth. I see Giannis. I don't know who that is in the background.
That's AMC.
Oh, that is
Oh,
AMC.
yeah,
Okay.
AMC.
He looks a little more
Right.
human than he does buggy from
Yeah.
this distance, but
Oh.
he is
It's perspective.
he is that's definitely a Muzen Cobb chibi.
All right, you got all your chibi friends right next to you, but this
the
one,
snakes,
the
the happy
focus,
snakes.
of course,
The
is
happy
the snakes,
snakes.
and Medusa. Let's take a look at Snaky
There's
Chibi.
that jealous, two-timing wannabe god Athena. I'll show her what revenge feels like.
Hey, that doesn't sound
I
very
see you're
chibi.
trying to get me to look at my own reflection. That's not gonna work. I picked up a hobby making cheese. It's called Gorgonzola.
Stupid.
You good, AJ?
Okay.
You good?
That would only hurt my soul a little bit.
Guys, I love this skin, but there's an immediate problem, and I need someone to address it. She's real cute, and I want to look at her. But if I look at her, I'm gonna get turned to stone.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no counterplay potential here.
I know, right?
Oh man, it's just
OP.
And she's got so many expressions, so you want
Should
to
I
look
explain the
I wanna look. I
Gorgonzola
wanna see
joke,
what
by the
she's got
way?
going on, you know?
She's
She
a
mad right
Gorgon.
now?
beware while checking out the features of the skin. Just that alt warm up,
Just in case.
give you enough time to turn away. Just
I hope so.
I'm just gonna rely on that.
All right, that's
I think
what she-
effects and audio.
When she moves, is she farting all the time?
Is that what those little
It's
poofs
just
are?
clouds. Oh, guys, I mean,
Oh, now every time I play her, I'm like,
Ruined.
fart,
You know,
fart,
no.
fart, 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 fart.
I
It's
really
just
believe that you're gonna
little
do that, by the way.
fun dark magic trails.
Oh, I love that. The
Super
little
obvious,
What's
too.
this party
squiggles coming
ult?
in and that kind of stuff. Chris, how different is it working on these chibi skins in comparison to some of our more serious ones?
It's very different, and some people excel more than others at it. The artist that worked on this, Travis, did an excellent job, though. I think this looks really great.
No doubt. No doubt about it.
The audio
We got our
sounds so. The
final
basics sound so
statue.
different.
That looks
Nice
amazing.
statue.
It sounds like another God's
It's time
basics.
for one that
Is it Artemis?
you
I
guys
don't
have
know.
been asking for a long time. Some more than others.
Kuzenbo now.
Crime boss Kuzenbo. My man Kuzenbo.
Shut up, Aggro. Shut up. It's my show. It's my show. Give me the script. Yeah, that's what I thought, kid. Kuzenbo, that's me. What's good? It's me, F. Dot, and that's my Kuzenbo skin.
That's yours. You own it now?
That's me. I own it. I made it. What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Hey, man,
Yo,
what's
Tom,
up?
is it okay
Yeah.
if we listen to the voice pack real quick and take a look at it?
No.
I mean, you run the show, so.
You know what? Fine. Pon. Let it rip, baby.
Let it rip.
You know, I never do anything for free. You're gonna owe me big time after this, you hear, pal?
That's actually me.
Hey, I finally got a gun. Took him long enough. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Well, what's it going to be, Tom? Is it the easy way or the hard way?
It's either my way or the highway.
This is a long time.
Money.
Joni.
Let's go.
If you haven't been around for quite as long, Tom, it didn't start with Kuzenbo.
No, it started. I am a
Capri.
I can't say that word, but Tina can. I am a poop poster extraordinaire, and I live in the underground bowels of the internet. And so Reddit is one of my favorite spots. And I had said, and honestly, you know, if I'm very, very honest, there was a thread where the community was complaining about Kepri years ago, saying, "Oh, he should be buffed," blah blah blah. And I just got in there, my sardonic piece of garbage, and I said, "We should just give Kepri a gun."
It's a good buff suggestion.
Everybody loved it for some reason, and because Kuzenbo is Kuzenbo, he naturally becomes the center of every joke.
Right.
And
Is that how it happened?
I mean, look at him.
How did it happen that Kuzenbo stole Get get Kuzenbo a gun.
Dead serious? People just think Kuzenbo is funny.
So it was a popular Smite meme, and then the meme god who absorbed memes from
So
other
where is the gun?
characters.
In the ult?
So
He's gonna shoot in the ult?
meme gray.
of memes.
Is he gonna shoot in the ult?
He's meme gray.
Yes.
Nice joke.
I'm gonna say, did anybody?
Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I got
Somebody
it.
left
Jean
to the
Grey,
left,
yeah,
to the
yeah,
left.
yeah, that
Okay.
was
Excellent. Yeah, no, that's funny.
Yeah, great work. This animation is
There we go.
unbelievably
Look
cool.
at that.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm gonna
That
break
makes
into
the
a Gold Fury
ult
fight
feels so
and
much
just
shorter,
do
by the way.
this,
Yes.
and I'm not gonna hit a single person, but I'm gonna feel really cool.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
show up and be like, I'm gonna give you to the count of 10.
Full
1,
damage Kuzenbo.
2, 10.
Merry Christmas, you
Yes.
filthy
Merry-
animals.
There it is.
It's perfect. My only regret is that you can't do that spin in slow motion in Olaron ult because you're CC immune. That's my only regret.
All right, we just take
Yeah.
CC immunity off it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
it.
nerf buff, you know?
We
It's
could
worth
have
it.
done this skin without you, FDOT, and without you,
That
the
skin
Smite community.
is actually really cool.
Overwhelmingly reposting this idea to our faces, sometimes in a way that was painful, but in other times fun.
That's Smite.
I know,
There
right?
it is. There you
But
have it. Crime boss Kuzenbo.
The whole theme works out really well for him anyway. The way he's a bully, you know,
didn't listen
pushes
to his
people
voice pack.
aund.
It does.
We had a little preview. You'll be able to.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be
Yeah,
able
we
to
heard
do
some
it
of the
well.
voice pack. We
It
saw the
kind of sounded
abilities.
like this.
The little minions are really funny. They've got their own little henchman get up.
And they have
He's
their own
like,
little
say hello
voices.
to my little friend.
The basic
Yeah.
attacks were sparking money everywhere. As he
It's
punched
really
people
good.
like
Money.
chunks of money were
I will
flying
say
out.
he also farts money. If
He
you
does?
pay close attention.
Oh yeah, because
Oh,
Kuzenbo
wow.
does the
Yeah.
fart.
Tina will be on the lookout for that one.
He farts money? We have so many
farts
farting
So
skins.
the skins we just
The
looked at will all
excitement.
be the individually purchasable Odyssey skins, right?
Okay.
Is that true?
I
Those
think we have
4?
one more, right? We got one
Well,
more.
the next one
The
is
next
a
one is
reward.
not.
skin.
It's a
That's
reward.
why I wanted to talk about
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
So
go
these
ahead.
are the
Yeah.
ones. Those 4 we just looked at. You'll be able to acquire
Buy,
direct
yeah.
through the Odyssey, and you'll be able to earn points towards the rewards.
Sure.
They won't all release at the same time. They'll release over time throughout the update. So keep an eye out for the Odyssey releases individually, or together at a duo. I'm sorry. 1 week per skin.
1 week per skin.
Yeah, it's been.
It depends on. It depends. Sometimes there's 2.
Yes,
Sometimes there's
and they
1.
will. And Odyssey skins will be on sale during their first week. So if you
Yes,
want these skins,
you
get them
want
right
them
away.
on the first week.
Because they're going to get you towards these amazing rewards. The first reward skin we're going to show is another long-time community requested meme. We went above and beyond on it, and this skin is one of
Thanatoast.
the lower tier rewards. So you actually will be able to earn it completely for free.
Okay.
If you and by low tier I mean easy to acquire.
Yes.
So you only have to buy a few items or do a
Do
few
quests.
quests. You can do it all for free.
I'm pretty sure you can do all
So
quests
although
to
it's
get 'em.
a relatively easy reward to require, it is certainly not a low tier skin. It is amazing.
It's amazing.
So
Yes.
let's take a look at Thanatoast.
Thanatos.
Thanatos.
Oh my goodness!
You guys have done it. And for that reason, I'm out. Tom
Thank you, F. Dot.
immediately leaves the set.
Oh, look at Ratatosker.
These, look, he's literally, just take a look. I can't say anything.
I thought they're gonna do like the whole body as a toast.
Don't look into the dead lights.
The voice.
Let me release you from your pain.
So he uses all of Thanatos' original voice lines, but with his new silly, cute, chibi toast voice.
Okay.
So he's really, really edgy and all about killing you in death, while he rushes at you with his happy toast face.
Okay, I think that sells the skin to me.
Oh my
And he
god.
has
there
a
we
VXG
go.
where he turns into a giant,
what?
giant chibi toast.
I'm gonna be so salty.
Okay, the skin is
Getting
way better than I
killed by a
expected.
giant piece of toast, because they're gonna blink like the toast, and I'm gonna be immediately sad about it.
What is that?
You got the butter effects on the death side. Look at the little toast.
Little angry toast mark on you.
Holy. We really messed around and did it, huh, fellas? I mean,
Yeah.
Yes, there was a really deep debate
Yeah,
about
we
how
really-
much toast he should be
Yes.
and
Right.
how much Thana he should be. I hope that the community is happy with the
I like-
medium.
yeah, I like the
we arrived
VXG
at.
solution
I'm really
there.
stoked
Oh.
about it. Then he
Oh
becomes
my
a giant hovering toast death.
Okay, it's
Dunk toast.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's good.
Just the toast like descending down without anything.
Even
else,
just to play it
smoothly, so perfectly funny.
Even
Wait,
just
does it like flat?
playing it
does
once
flat,
just for
does
the
it
head
fall
of the
flat?
window.
No,
We're
it
gonna
just
watch.
translates like at an angle.
I need to see this. Okay, what's happening?
He's slow motioning it.
Oh.
That is even funnier to me than like having this insane.
I think he went a little too slow.
720 flip animation or something like that. This is hilarious.
Oh,
slow motion
fine,
broke it.
stop.
broke.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Slow motion doesn't work with everything in the game except Oleron's alt.
Yes.
Oleron's alt works, but not the dev cheats.
This lava just drops down.
What
It's
in the
just.
world is
That's-
this?
I'm honestly tired from laughing. I can feel it in my chest.
Oh my good. The splash of butter when he hits the.
Wait, the scream.
Shout outs to Chris Miller and the Tech Art team for
That's
going
not the
above
normal
and beyond
scream.
on making sure Thanatoast's toasty bits all lined up well with his.
Yeah, is this
Thanatoast
the
bits.
effects
Oh,
art
what's
you dreamed of
happening?
working on, Chris? Buttery
Effects
toast.
team.
God, Pompon.
Different Chris Miller, but
Sure.
yeah.
True.
This is a dream come true. This is brilliant.
That's gonna be me, and I'm gonna go. Guess I was the meat of this sandwich. You know,
Yeah.
you get buttered up.
And I love just how he has some key signature features of Thanatos's armor. But
I
they're
wonder if
replaced
you can
with
hide
your
Nox
angry
in the toast.
bits.
Yes.
He's got a little oven, little toaster
Like if you
in
can
his
see
chest,
Nox
you know,
while in
so he
toast
can-
form.
so he can keep himself nice and warm and toasty.
It's gonna be a dark
Toast on his
toast.
crotch.
Okay.
It's his belt.
Oh wait,
burnt
actually, the
toast.
toast on his crotch has a sad face.
Yeah, it's,
It's a
angry.
belt-
It's
His
like
belt
angry.
buckle toast is angry.
Yeah, belt buckle.
Are you sure it's belt buckle?
No, it's a
Are
it's a
you-
belt buckle.
Do you want to do a?
How
you wanna
else
bet?
would his fantasy
You wanna
flaps
bet.
stay attached to his hips if he didn't have a belt?
Yeah, needs that belt.
I don't know. It's
That
magical.
animation is too funny, man.
Oh, let's just hear a few more voice lines, please. I know we don't want to go over too long, but
Attack. Defend. You're killing it. I'm the best around. Wonderful.
so like I said, all of your favorite voice lines from classic Thanatos, but with a chibi, silly tone.
A beautiful pitch shift.
It's pitched
for
up.
them.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. That brings us. My God. That brings us to Stellar Demise Baron
Yes.
Samedi.
Well, we're gonna
Tier
look at it
5
already.
Award
There's your final form.
for the Odyssey. This is indeed his final form. But of course, as with all of our tier 5s, there's a bunch of forms that you've got to get through in order to get there. We'll go over all that very shortly, but first, let's take a listen to the voice pack.
Specimen acquired. Returning to drop point for payment and transfer. I don't like the look of this thing one bit, so you better be on time. Get out of here. You don't know what I've become.
They don't fear you yet. To die by my hand is an honor. Accept it with grace.
Oh my God.
That is sick.
Oh,
I'm all about it.
we've just been delivered the official Thanatoaster.
Dustin, this is still warm, and that's concerning to
Oh
me.
gosh,
I don't know.
they were
I
probably
feel-
just cooking up some fresh Thanatoast.
It
Yeah,
sure
were they
was.
just cooking up
But let's talk about Baron for a little bit
Yeah,
first.
of course.
So, this is the result of the community vote. It's a sci-fi themed bounty hunter, Baron Samedi. He starts out as kind of this cold, calculating, top of the line, exclusive bounty hunter.
If that's what the people
ventures
wanted.
across the universe, capturing any type of alien species, which pays for the highest bidder, whatever they want him to go do.
Yeah. My man gets the job done.
And he goes on a seemingly routine mission to capture this strange, symbiotic, parasitic alien creature, which he believes he has successfully captured, but it escapes.
Oh no.
You can even see in this base form at his backpack there, you can see it starting to escape out of its containment chamber.
Okay.
Baron is unaware of what is happening.
Can't
he's just chilling,
unsee.
you know?
Look behind you, the rearview mirror, bud.
So we have a whole new set of animation and major
that is
rigging
cool.
changes to him. His recall, all of his death animations, his ultimate animation has this capture pod
That's
type of
sweet.
thing.
It's cool.
He also has a little pet drone that follows him around. That's a completely new feature
Well, you need one of those.
Yeah, well,
that
that's
we've added to
that.
him. It's purely
Is that a
cosmetic, just for
snake,
fun.
Normally.
But we're just always looking for ways to amp up the tier 5.
Absolutely.
The effects have this kind of
Yeah, it is
spacey
snake.
electromagnetic feel. He uses the drone to signify the root effect when he attaches this thing.
You'll see it float
Enemies-
around him. It's
Yeah.
really-
And you can see the drone effect attached to enemies when they are afflicted by Baron's hysteria.
Yep.
Oh
That's
man,
perfect.
so much stuff going on in this one.
And that's only.
Ajax sounds weirdly
Yeah,
unexcited
Can
as
we see
well.
him from the front, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we do a
absolutely.
quick camera pan there?
This
oh,
only
man,
lasts
he's there.
until you hit level 7. It looks like.
Yes.
Just based on
So this is a 3-stage skin based on level up.
Okay.
And with the ability to special emote to change stages when you reach level 20.
You got you give them their little drones.
Their little skull
Oh.
drones.
That's nice.
So I really like how the art team kind of just have the little nods to Baron's true lore self with some of the skulls, but he's such a different character still.
Oh, no doubt.
Really cool.
That containment chamber, very different than the regular coffin.
Mm-hmm.
So now, once you hit level 7 or above, you'll move to form number 2, and things are not going quite as well for our lovable main character.
No, so this one he has been afflicted by the alien. It's taking over his body. There's really nothing he can do. It's a really interesting psychological horror type of experiment going on here. We wrote the voice pack. He's partially just hopeless and giving up on life and depressed, but he's also on the other side starting to embrace his new power a little bit.
Sure.
And this is a dual voice pack. Throughout the voice pack, Baron the hunter speaks, but there's a new voice of the alien that kind of taunts him and speaks alongside him throughout the voice lines.
And I like how the effects, you can see them starting to become like red and like shake
Yeah.
and not really work, as if like his technology's failing as he becomes corrupted.
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh,
cool.
alright,
Yeah, it was all.
Couldn't even see that. I was like,
pure
wait a second.
blue in the base form. Now you're starting to see the little tinges of purple
Oh,
and red.
yeah.
There's some alien bits taking over his capture pod.
Man, that
Alien
energy,
bits.
the energy like reaching out, that looks so cool.
Yeah.
Mostly because it looks like lightning.
No,
That's why
thank
I
you.
like it, but-
I really like how the animation and rigging team went above and beyond to add this extra appendages to him that are moving
Yeah.
around, making him get a completely different silhouette from the other forms, making sure he feels different, making sure you actually feel this transformation along with this Baron.
Definitely could feel that it's not going quite as well. And then once you hit, that would mean what? Level 14 is when you.
Oh, I like
transfer
the
final
jetpack
form?
when you
I
jump.
should have written down the levels. I can't remember because it's okay. It's 7
Well,
and
it's at
14.
least 15. So
Yeah,
we
at
got
least
that at
15.
Because we had 3 forms.
Looks like a
so
melee
we had to do
character, not like
different level
Samedi.
up times
Sure.
for the 4 forms, but.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
dude,
That's-
that back
that's his
animation
recall.
is so cool.
So then you finally become this like all-powerful alien creature that kind of thinks of itself almost as powerful as if it were a god of death, which
Okay.
is just a cool tie-in with Baron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this alien is just a cold, calculating killer that is just out to just extinguish whole planets worth of species.
Oh, that was
Ooh, what's that?
That is sweet.
And no part of our human Baron friend remains anymore. This is completely taken over.
What's going on there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the same.
Wait, the
guy
drone
who
is still
started
there. Do you
that
see
before.
that?
Please see him from the front.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
meant
take
to
a look
be,
at this
but
one from the front. We could detach it.
it's normal drone.
That is.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
That is sweet.
He's just got a
Scary.
lot of crazy detail on his skin
that
and
is a
armor.
ton of
Oh, look at his
detail.
He's got a
face.
bunch of
Ooh.
eyes and fangs.
Oh.
He's got his crazy transforming hand along with his
Whoa,
claw
he's got
hand.
like a. Oh my goodness.
That's sick.
So I mean, Chris, for your side, I mean,
Tentacle
do you
hands.
basically treat these as
Oh,
3 totally separate skins?
hand's
Do
gonna
you
be what he
work
pulls
on
with,
them
hey?
together, like because all the effects are so different.
Yeah, it's generally, we kind of treat it as 3 different skins. We'll just kind of try to take like one and base it off the others and kind of upgrade it
never
as we
mind.
go along.
It's just
through the
an
stages.
alien coffin.
In this particular case, we had like 2 different artists that worked on it.
Okay.
Different stages. We had one artist that worked on the base in the final form, and the other artist that took.
I gotta be honest, I don't know.
into the in-between
Like-
stage.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta work from the.
I
end.
like
That
the-
makes a lot of
Tier
sense.
5s almost get treated like a new god.
Google can't tier 5
Tech
better.
And artistic direction.
And I wasn't even the biggest fan of that one.
As you can see, the ultimate now in this one is actually a giant alien mouth beast, as opposed to any sort
I-
of mechanical creature. It's all purely organic. And his deployables that fire his ability 1 are like these little mini aliens that travel alongside him.
Yeah.
I'm more of a
Now
fan
we can,
of
get a
both
look at this.
Thanatos, like of
Oh,
both the new meme skins of Thanatos
Yeah,
and Mafia
No,
Boss
no,
Kuzenbo.
Into the
No.
giant teethy mouth coffin.
Look, here's
No,
the deal.
no, no,
Before
no.
And
when
many
I was
other
getting
skins in this
support,
patch,
my
and I'm
carry
of
was
this one.
getting pulled. I'll jump on that coffin. You know, it's the right thing to do.
That
for the
is, it
team.
is what you gotta do.
Now,
Like,
I'm not
Weird
so
take,
sure.
but I
That
think
is
it's
nasty,
almost
man. I
the
don't
worst
wanna
skin
do
of this
that.
patch.
And I believe we're still tweaking this so that.
But
the
that's just my
drone-
opinion. It's
The
obviously
drone, are we
a
going to turn the drone into the alien?
question of tier.
Yeah, we're still
of
working on
taste.
that. That's
Cool.
the pet
The
tech.
drone's gonna
Sure. It's
be
very
alien.
new tech.
There's
for
an
this
alien
character,
on
so-
that guy. Is it gonna be like
yeah,
that
it's
guy?
going to be that little alien is going to be what's following him around.
I was gonna say that's a story of great loyalty to this normal-looking drone to stick with your boy after he's gone.
You can see the aliens when he
fires.
fires the 1 too. The aliens
Yes.
summon in, and they look really cool.
That's awesome. Again, and once you get level 20, you can use your VXG to cycle through your forms, get to your favorite one. And if you don't want, if you know you're sick of killing people with the demon form, you can kind of go, or the biotic demon, whatever you want to call this guy
There you
form.
go.
You can switch right back to your regular bounty hunter.
The middle one creeps me out the most. Like,
Yeah,
if you
middle
want to
one-
freak people out, that's the one to play.
Yeah.
The final one, Beast one, looks really cool, and it's just kind of an organic versus mechanical, which is just a really cool way to do sci-fi in general. It's kind of something we haven't explored yet in our sci-fi theme. So,
Or why not both? You know.
exactly.
Why
And this
not
kind
both?
of corruption, like, or more of the sci-fi transformation into a crazy alien creature is something that I feel like we've gotten pitched from the community like every tier 5 contest.
Yep.
This is a top contender, so I'm really glad we finally were able to make it happen.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a little bit different for you guys, so you don't have to wait quite as long to get your hands on this tier 5.
This is very hype news because, I mean,
Yeah,
you might be
let's do
asking
it before
yourselves,
Worlds.
they're showing this really early.
Yeah.
The Odyssey is just kicking off, and we're showing you the completed tier 5.
Yes.
That's because you'll be able to play this completed tier 5 on day 1 of the Odyssey.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to
what?
have a new feature in the Odyssey. You'll be able to navigate to a button that says Buy All, and
Okay.
it will let you essentially pre-order the entire Odyssey. It'll be the same price as if you bought all the items individually. You will get access to the tier 5 immediately, and you will get the new skins as they release. There's a new UI screen that will show you your pre-orders, so you can see all the skins.
If
that
you
you're
really
gonna
wanna
have
flex,
coming up
that's
that
the
are
way to
gonna
go,
be
I
released
guess.
to you. And if you use this option, you'll be able to play Baron right away. And every time the game updates, your new skins will just be delivered to you right on update.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it's like a meal delivery service, but for 6 Smite skins.
And you will even get them earlier than other players because we release them on a weekly basis when you buy them direct from the event. But if you pre-order the whole thing, you'll get all of the skins from each update on day 1 of that update.
Wow.
So some of them that don't release until week 4,
Very
you'll
flexy.
get right away.
That's gonna be awesome.
As well
guys.
as access to you will get, of course, all of the other rewards.
I
you'll
mean,
get
fair
for
enough,
getting
if you wanna
the
get all
items
skins
individually
anyways.
requests, you'll get all of those rewards.
Might as well.
Tier 5 being the final reward.
It's going to be a great time. Make sure you stay tuned for all of our PTS updates and that kind of stuff at Smite Game on Twitter. You can get the Tier 5 Baron skin very soon, as well as Thanatoast, like we have
Yes.
right here. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you stick around. Esports Weekly coming up right on the other side. We'll see you next time.
All right. Whew, that was long. Yeah, primarily skins. Balance-wise, I think a lot of people were expecting changes to Bastet, actually, so that didn't happen. It's been like an hour since they talked about balance changes, so I have to think back. So we just do that in the Patch Notes review instead, which we'll be doing shortly. And we will call off this part here. Skins-wise, definitely a great patch, no doubt about that. For everything else, I have to look into it. Heartseeker is the big weird one, where I just have to make some comparisons, which I'm going to do right now before the written patch notes, and then we'll talk about that a little bit more. All right, and with that, thank you guys very much for watching. See you for the patch notes review in a bit. DukeSloth, out.